Welcome back, everyone, to the MyTakeHoops Podcast. Today, we are joined by Arizona State small forward, former top 30 prospect in the class of 2020, and future NBA player Marcus Bagley. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm really looking forward to this because I just finished my calc exam. Man, that drained me so much. I'm so energized for this.
I'm ready. Let's get to it.
Yeah. So what have you been doing during this time? I mean, season just ended. I'm assuming just staying in the gym.
Yeah, after the season, I took a couple of weeks to myself. Got healthy. Just got rested up, and I'm starting to get back to my workout routine. I've been lifting in the gym, just getting ready, just preparing for anything, whatever's next for me. I'm just preparing for anything.
That's great. I love to hear it. Well, this is a really conversational podcast. It's just a dialogue, nothing super formal. But let's get right into it. So I want to go back to high school real quick. So a lot has happened since then. So last year you came into Arizona State as a very highly touted recruit. Looking back on that time in your life, what do you remember from the recruiting process?
I just remember I always had an idea where I wanted to play college basketball. I've repeated in interviews, and it's been a dream to play at Arizona State. So I just remember when they were really recruiting me and how forward they were, and how when they showed me that they really wanted me, it was how the feeling. I haven't felt that since. So just the feeling of being wanted by Arizona State, it meant a lot to me. Other schools, I appreciated it, but like I said, I already knew where I wanted to play at.
Okay. So what was one of your favorite moments from high school basketball?
Oh, high school was fun, especially my time at Sheldon in Sacramento. Probably playing in state, although we didn't win, it was a good experience playing in the state championship. Probably my favorite experience that I have to say is my final game of my career at Dublin. When the virus had just starting to shut the country down. So so the week prior to the game, our game was canceled, and then like the day of, all of a sudden they made a decision to put our game back on, and it was a tough game. Limited practice, so we went in there. We were down like 15, 12 points. In the fourth quarter, we came back and won. I hit the game winner shot, so that was a cool experience. And I miss my guys up at Sheldon.
I can't imagine the emotions in that game when you think it's going to be canceled and they bring it back on. You've got to just be so excited to be out on the court for that.
There's just a lot of uncertainty, but yeah, we were excited to be out there.
And then, so fast forward, you commit to Arizona State. You graduate during COVID. And then you get to campus. What ultimately made you go with the Sun Devils? I know you just said that you kind of had an idea, but what was really the reason you went with them?
It was just like I just had so many ties to the program. My grandfather, he's a legend. He was a legend. He played here, went to the NBA after and did what he did. So I grew up around the program, coming to the games as a child. Was waiting on my time and it was crazy how it all happened. It's still kind of surreal. Thing I finished my freshman year at Arizona State. Yeah, so it's amazing to be able to be a Sun Devil.
Yeah, can you describe the D1 experience? So many kids have this dream coming out when they're younger to have this opportunity. So can you put into words both the good and the bad of the D1 experience?
It sounds like a dream, but it's a lot of work that goes into being a Division I basketball player every day, from school to practice to even just getting your own individual work in. So it's definitely it's fun. I'm not saying it's not fun, but you got to know what you're signing up for too as well. You got to be ready for everything.
Yeah, and if you're not cut out for it, it's going to eat you up quick. Because you got to be willing to put in the work. I mean, I think what kind of gets lost in a lot of these big D1 players that are highly touted out of high school is that there's this misconception that they just naturally have it. But I think what separates these people is they put in the work, and I don't think There's a lot of unseen hours.
Part of it is a God-given talent, but that's gonna only get you so far. You definitely gotta put in time to your craft.
Absolutely. This year you averaged 10.8 points and 6.2 rebounds per game with big games against Houston Baptist, Oregon State, and Rhode Island. What was the college game like for someone that's never played? It's clearly different from high school. So what can you describe, like, just the college game in general?
At the end of the day, it's basketball, but obviously from high school, the guys are bigger, guys are stronger. Guys are knocking down shots at a higher clip, and the biggest thing for me in the transition from high school to college was the speed of the game. I remember when I first got to campus, we had a little open gym, and I remember these guys are just moving faster than I was used to coming from Sheldon, and so I made the adjustment though. I think I handled that pretty well, but it's just a faster, bigger, stronger, that kind of thing. Physically, people are more athletic.
I've always wanted to know this as well. Do media timeouts, does that take a little bit to get used to, or is that that kind of click?
That's probably the worst part about a basketball game. Like, even because sometimes your team would just come out of like a regular timeout, like you go on a run or they go on a run. We'll come out of regular timeout, and then a media timeout would come right back like 30 seconds later, and it's just like, man, I'm just trying to hoop. But yeah, that was definitely I had to get used to that.
Is there a moment from this year that you'll distinctly remember or you'll take with you into the next step of your career?
I wouldn't say a moment. I would just say the year in totality. So, like, playing under Coach Hurley, obviously he's one of the greatest point guards to ever play the game. So all the knowledge and, as you know, this year was up and down with our team. Like, we didn't have the success we thought we would, but it was so many lessons and valuable, like, relationships I built over this past year, and I'll take that with me forever.
That's great. I like to hear that because it's cool to have a defining moment, but also, like, if you can take with you, like, so much about life is who you know and not what you know. And so you take these relationships with you, only good things can happen. So as you look forward to the future, can you describe what being an NBA player means to you?
Well, I've seen it up in firsthand with my brother, obviously. So it's just it's a job. I mean, it's a dream job for me. You get paid to play the game you love. So it's just all about limiting your distractions and staying focused on the task at hand and just getting better every day. And wherever you're at, going into the organization and doing whatever you can to help bring wins to the organization. So it's just a non-ending job. You just gotta, like I said, but at the end of the day, it's basketball. So you just gotta work the same way you've been working, and hopefully basketball will take care of itself.
Absolutely. And you mentioned your brother. I'm sure most people listening know this, but if you don't, Marcus's brother is Marvin Bagley III, the number 2 overall pick in the 2018 draft. Has he offered you any advice throughout this draft process? Because it is a process and it's something that you only get once. So has he offered you any type of pointers?
Yeah, for sure. The biggest thing, not just him, but my family in general, because we all been through this process, just to take my time and don't make any like rush decisions, because at this point, college is still built around you. So it's like people that care about you. So once you take that next step to the NBA, it automatically turns into a business. And, you got to make sure you're ready for that. And everything that will be thrown at you. So he just take your time and just stay consistent with what got you here in the first place, which is the work you put in, that kind of stuff. So, yeah, that's pretty much what he's been telling me.
As you're on the brink of your dream of being an NBA player, is there anything you'd tell your younger self, maybe like 5 years ago? Is there anything you'd tell that person now?
I would tell them to cherish every moment, because it's like it went by fast. I remember just being a freshman at Sierra Canyon in high school, and that flew by. And now my name's in the draft, so I gotta just cherish every moment, every game, every time you have it along with your teammates. Just have fun and, be a kid.
Yeah, I was going to ask, how fast has this year moved? Because a year ago you were graduating high school, and now you're about to be a professional. 1 year later, what?
Crazy. It's crazy. I felt like just yesterday we was talking about going to our first tournament to play Rhode Island and Baylor, and it's just crazy. Like, it's over with that fast, and now I'm preparing for other things. But I had fun. No, I couldn't ask for a better year. I mean, I could have winning in the winning column, of course,
right,
but
yeah.
I enjoyed my time with the guys and the coaching staff.
What was there anything that you specifically liked about campus, or you enjoyed while you were at Arizona State, the university, and not outside of basketball?
It wasn't really COVID kind of messed all the campus life, but no, not really. I just study hall and to the gym, back to the house, like just that little cycle I had. But I've of course I've heard about Arizona State's campus life. So hopefully, if I do end up back at Tempe, so I can experience that a little bit more.
Yeah, I feel you. I mean, I'm a freshman in college too, and I stay in my dorm all day, so there's not much going on.
Not much at all.
What do you see yourself bringing to an NBA team?
I see myself bringing a winning attitude. Low maintenance. On the court, I can shoot the ball. I'm looking to show more of my complete game. But I bring shooting, I bring scoring, I bring playmaking ability, rebounding, defense, and I'm just a good locker room guy. Like, I'm just a guy, like, I try to be a positive guy that people want to be around. So I just bring no negative, nothing crazy. Just a hardworking guy that's trying to make his way in this league.
I love it. I think a really underrated part about getting drafted or looking at prospects is their attitude, because there's some guys you got to watch, and if you're not one of those guys, you eliminate such a big worry and headache on some of these executives. So if you can bring in that positive attitude, like you said, you try and do, I think that is a really, really underrated and beneficial thing, because it benefits yourself and then everyone else as well. So I've got some follower submitted questions as well, if that's okay with you.
Let's do it.
Doug asks, is there anyone that you model your game after?
I wouldn't say I model my game after anyone. Like, I don't sit there and like copy and paste anybody's game, but I feel like I take a little bit from a lot of guys in the league. I like watching Jason Tatum, Paul George. I think that'll be my pocket in the league. A long wing that can score the ball, but yeah, even like I even watch bigs because I feel like my versatility can bring me down to the post sometimes. So I watch my brother, of course, things like that. So I'm just taking a little bit from everybody and implementing it in my game.
Yeah, I think you're in a unique position because, like you said, you can play in the post. I remember watching some of your tape from high school and being really impressed with your footwork and the fundamentals in the post. And I don't know if you got to show that as much as you could at Arizona State. So I'm really interested to see at the next level you be able to do that and score from the perimeter. I like that a lot.
I think at Arizona State, I was, due to our team and we weren't as big as other teams, I was forced to play play more of a stretch forward type role, which I had no problem with because that's what the team needed. But I think I was playing out of my natural position a little bit. So that's another thing I'm looking forward to showing NBA teams that I'm more of a guard forward type player. Yeah,
and the NBA is a positionless game. So if you can do everything, you're in a really good spot.
Like I said, I had no problem with it because I think I take versatility is a big part of my game, and I take pride in that, of being versatile and be able to do a lot of different things. So yeah, but I just feel like I just want to show teams more of me and my natural state of my game. Yeah.
Got it. And another question from Doug. He asks, how competitive were the games between you and your brother when you were younger, playing basketball?
Man, sometimes we didn't even get to the finish. The game at the end early. We'd be fighting in the backyard and stuff. But I think I made him better, and he's made me better. So I think we both contributed to where we are now. And right now we're trying to rough our little brother up a little bit, and he's next up. So it was very competitive, to answer the question.
Great. I love to hear that. Parker asks, and I know you touched on this a few minutes ago, but he asked, what's it like being coached by Bobby Hurley?
You always learn different things. The biggest thing I took away from him is to be a killer always. Like your demeanor on the court, your attitude when you're working out, is when you're on between the lines, is you're supposed to be locked in and focus on one thing, whatever the team needs to win, whether it's rebounding, scoring, defense. But he's a great basketball mind. He's, like I said earlier, one of the greatest point guards.
Well, that's really all I have for you. I thank you for taking the time out for doing this. I know you're busy, so it was really nice of you to do this. I wish you the best of luck on your basketball journey, this next step. And do you have any questions for me or any last remarks for the listeners?
No, I just want to thank you for having me. We can do this again sometime later, hopefully. And yeah.